Obviously, it's time to play a football game. We're excited about that. It has been a good camp. I feel like we've improved, but we need to go play a game and see where we are. And it's going to be a tough task on Thursday, obviously, going on the road, hostile environment against a very good football team, a team that played really well last year and lost a couple of close ones. I feel like they're a playoff caliber team, um, and it's going to be a tough challenge for us. So, but we're excited about it. Once again, this time of year, it doesn't change any time of year. It's about us, and it's about how we improve and how we can handle adversity. And um, there's going to be a lot of it on Thursday night. And I'm looking forward to see how we handle that and how we can execute and how we handle our trip. We got a lot of newcomers, a lot of guys traveling with us for the first time. Um, so I mean, we're still a young football team, but I'm excited about this team. I think we've got some ability, and I think that we know how to compete. And we'll find out a lot more about us on Thursday night.
Coach, talk about the atmosphere of just kind of opening up on Thursday night, and also what are the kind of the advantages of opening up on the road that you like?
Well, I'd much rather be opening up at home, obviously, but I think it's the tough thing about it is the schedule with classes. We're going to miss classes Wednesday and Thursday, and we're going to get back about 7:30 in the morning on Friday. So we got to get right off a bus and go right to class. So that's kind of a tough thing to deal with right there. But I think the good thing about it is being on the road to open the season is you get a lot more time with your team in the hotel. You're kind of away from everything. So that's a good thing if you handle it the right way. And I feel like our guys will. We've got enough leadership, upperclassmen that have been on these trips. We've got some guys that have played in playoff games. This will be a playoff type atmosphere to me. First game of the year. Everybody's down there is excited about their team, and they should be. Coach Witten's done an excellent job there, getting the program back where he wants it. And it's gonna be tough, but every game we play is going to be tough this year. That's no different than most years. So um, I don't know. I think that one advantage to answer your question is the fact that we'll be kind of with ourselves off and meeting time away from distractions.
When you talk about a lot of the new players, um, talk about the bonding time, because I know this time right here is really is just kind of a great chance for them to kind of talk strategy and amongst themselves.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a time for them to like I said, it's a time for us to get off in a hotel by ourselves, and um, if you handle that right, it can be an advantage, and that's what we have to go do. That's what we're going to talk about later on this afternoon. But um, a lot of football teams um, can mess things up with a road trip, and that's why you put so much time into thinking out every little step of the way. You want things done at a certain time. You don't want to peak too early. You don't want to peak too late. And that's the beauty of football, and that's what people don't understand. You don't just hey, let's go out there and kick it off. I mean, it just doesn't work like that. It's such a mental approach to this game, and that's what it's going to be starting tomorrow morning when we get on that bus.
The month of August has been hot, and of course y'all always work hard in practice. How's the team health wise?
We're banged up a little bit. Some guys are banged up, camp stuff. I mean, that's just football. But we're pretty healthy. We're fairly healthy. We got a couple guys that are going to be questionable for this game, but we'll see. We'll see what happens today and how they feel today. But I think we're pretty healthy overall.
You talked about the newcomers. Any in particular that you've been impressed with through fall camp? Maybe the transfers that we should keep an eye on?
Um, I think Andy called me earlier and asked me this question. I've been impressed. I guess. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till Friday. I'll know more about that Friday. I hate to until a guy's played and put on a green, a jersey and played for us in a game. It's hard for me to to say, hey, he's they've done some good things in practice. A bunch of them have, but it's game time on Thursday, and that'll be an easier one for me to answer.
What about positions in terms of where do you think you have the most depth as of right now?
I think we got a lot of depth in the front seven on defense. Feel good about our depth up there. I like our depth at wide receiver right now. I feel like those guys are, I think we're creating some depth there. I think we've got some pretty good specialists. But I'd like to have a little more depth up front offensively, and I'd like to have a little more depth on the back end defensively. But I like our quarterback depth. So, but we're not bad. I mean, we just got to stay healthy. But everybody does. But I like this team. I like the way they've I still hadn't been in a game with them yet. This team is different, obviously, than last year's team and the year before that. But I'm anxious to see how they handle today, and I'm anxious to see how they handle this trip. Today's more of a, there's still some physical work to be done, but it's a mental day, and I'm anxious to see how they handle that. Last Friday we had a mock scrimmage, and that's always a scary thing as a coach, because if they're not locked in, because it's not physical, it's just a lot of mental things and substitutions, and I thought we were pretty locked in. That was good, but it was just us alone in the stadium, and there weren't fans in the stands, there weren't bands playing or anything like that. So, but I thought we did a good job in that.
With Brett, right when fall camp started, he said he really needs to get more in the playbook and get a little bit out of his head. Is that something you'd agree with, and kind of what's your one-on-one?
100%. Just get out of his own way sometimes. I think sometimes he tries to be too perfect. He's talented. He's a much better player than he was this time a year ago, mainly because he's been through the offense 2 times now, and he's just had a lot more reps and he's a lot more comfortable. But I think, when he tries to do too much at times, but the thing that I like about him is every time we've gone in a scrimmage situation, this camp, he's played really well. And he's been fundamentally sound. He's done some really good things. He's missed a throw here or there, and he's made mistakes, but he's played pretty well, been productive. And got the ball out of his hands on time. When he runs it, he does a good job at that. So we need him to play well. He knows that, but he can't just put the weight of the program on his back. He's a good player. He just got to go be himself. That's what we've been talking about. Just trust the people around you and be yourself. Sometimes that's hard to do.
You mentioned quarterback depth. Kind of talk about the other 2 quarterbacks, one's freshmen, one's a transfer in. Just kind of talk about how they progressed through camp.
Well, they've done a good job. Patrick Shegog's a true freshman from Batesville, Mississippi, South Panola. He's an 18-year-old guy, doing this for the first time. Thought he did some really good things in camp. Billy Cobb III, he's a transfer. He's played some college football. He's played against Gulf South opponents. He's played Division II ball, and I've got a lot of confidence in him as well. But once again, both of those guys, this is their first camp. I mean, they even have a spring with us yet, but they've done some really good things. They've got some physical tools, and I feel good about that position this year and moving forward.
What about the running back position?
Well, it's kind of going to be by committee. Chris Robinson has graduated. Ladarian Peterson has graduated. So we're looking for guys to step up. But we're traveling 4 running backs that we feel confident in. And, when we first got here, 13 and 14, we didn't really have that. It was kind of like this game, it might be Tim Foyer. The next game, it was whoever, So it might be the same way this year. We're gonna spread around, and kind of whoever's got the hot hand that night is gonna stay in the ball game, and we'll go from there. But I'm excited about the guys that we've got that position. We're gonna travel Malcolm Shirley from Greenville, Mississippi, transfer from Mississippi Delta, who played his first game for the Statesman. Robbie Evans, a true freshman from Florida, is gonna play his first game for the Statesman. And then you got 2 guys that played last year that are sophomores, and Keelan Wilson and Trey Roberson. So those 4 guys are traveling with us, and we look for big things out of all 4 of them.
Looking ahead to next week, I know you're not the game, but does anything change having a little bit more time because you're playing 2
Right.
days earlier?
Right. Well, I don't mind a Thursday night game. It's just it's unfortunate that we're on the road and it's the class thing, you know. But it does give us a little more time, you know, for the next game, and it does give you a chance to kind of heal some guys up and get caught up on some studies over the weekend, and you know, it will allow us to come back in on Friday afternoon and learn from this tape, because that's huge. I mean, whatever happens Thursday, Friday is just as big, and that's what people don't understand, because if you're going to improve, win or lose, Friday is when you got to learn and make those corrections from the film, and we're going to learn a ton from this first film, and so that's what we have to do. And then we'll give them Saturday off and probably even possibly Sunday off, and then we'll practice on Labor Day, and so we'll have time to get prepared. But it's more about, you know, here's what I want everybody to understand. We want to go win this football game. Obviously, Tarleton wants to win this football game. It doesn't define either one of our seasons. You know, we're going to go put our best foot forward. We're going to play through adversity. We're going to try to play it harder than they are going to play. They're going to attempt to play harder than we're going to play. That's college football. We're going to go on a road trip for the first time. We got a bunch of them this year. So it's a big game for us, but it doesn't define our season. So how we react to this game, win or lose, will define our season. It'll be a big stepping stone in that. So I'm as excited about Friday as I am Thursday, you know, when you start looking at the season, because that's what this is about. So this is the most important game because it's the next game. So
Last year, second half of the season, you had the coordinators on the field. Are you doing that again? And
Yes.
Yes. What do you like about that?
It's more their choice. You know, it was my idea last year to bring Joel down. He was kind of hesitant at first, but I think it helped us. Gave him a good feel. We started moving the ball. I thought the O-line played better with him down there. Jerry has a great feel for it down there on the field as well. I mean, you're talking about two guys that have been head coaches, so you know they could be in the box and be fine, but I just feel like their leadership down there really helps us. So I don't know. You coach there every day. It's kind of what they feel comfortable with. We feel comfortable with the guys we have in the box. You know, we feel like it's what's best for our team. The dynamics of this football team, we want them down. That might change. You know, it might change halfway through the season. It might change next week. I don't know. But for this game, they're going to be down, and we're going to see how it goes. Great question. Anything else? Thank y'all very much.